Welcome to the Penguins Collective podcast. My name is Louie,
My name is Josh,
and we are two brothers who love to talk about hockey.
especially the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Hey, the Pittsburgh Penguins demolished the San Jose Sharks in a late game, 10-2. 10-2. The party starts now. Thank you so much for joining us on Twitch, on YouTube. We appreciate it. We got some chat already rolling in. Josh, Holly coming in saying just what we needed. Jackson coming in saying we're back. Absolutely. Holly also saying it was a fun watch. Definitely. The Pittsburgh Penguins played like the Pittsburgh Penguins. We needed them to win. And Josh, they did that. Your first reaction of the game?
Yeah, honestly, the entire game, I was super excited just because of all the goals. Obviously, that's something that you'd love to see. Just, if you're going to a hockey game, you want to see goals and fights, 100%. That's all you want to see. So the fact that we had 12 goals in total tonight, awesome. But I couldn't get over the fact of how horrible San Jose is. I could not wrap my mind around it. So, yes, I'm super excited that we had a lot of goals and a lot of guys able to get, the monkey off their back per se. But, I'm trying to temper my expectations just because of the opposition. It was San Jose who was essentially playing their backup goalie and then a rookie goalie who came in halfway through the second period. So, yes, it was absolutely phenomenal to see guys like Letang get their first goal, Vinny Hinostroza get his first start and get a goal. Did I nail it? Nice.
You did nail it. Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you. And then to see other lineup changes, like having P.O. Joseph on the third defensive pairing with Ryan Shea, I think. Why do I keep wanting to say Riley Shea, but it's Riley Smith.
It's Riley Smith, Ryan Shea.
Okay.
And Josh, one more important detail from the lineup announcement. Jeff Carter was not in that lineup whatsoever. So I know Jackson is a big what is it? I guess you would say Jeff Carter revenge tour. That tour ends tonight as Vinny Hinostroza comes in, and he, like you said, he scored his first point. Don't forget about Shea. He got his first NHL point tonight as well, Josh.
Yep. Yeah, I did see that. And and then you had a whole bunch of other stuff. I mean, we had 2 goals going to everyone. Riley Smith got 2 goals. Malkin got 2 goals, and Gensel got 2 goals.
100%.
100%,
Josh.
Great to see it. But again, I'm just trying to temper my expectations because, there were still lots of things that need to be worked on.
Yeah.
Turnovers were horrible. We were stuck in the defensive zone for
way
long
too long
periods of time.
Way too long for San Jose Sharks.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And then, penalty kill didn't look great. Granted, the second one that we gave up a goal on, it's late in the game. We're already winning. So I kind of understand, whatever. But the first one didn't even look great. So I don't know. It's nice to see Jari kind of feel his way back into the game after having
100%, Josh.
Not 2 good games back to back, but I'm ready for Tuesday. I'm ready for Tuesday.
Josh, absolutely. If you can't play this game and not have the boys buzzing after this, I saw a quick quote before we went live. I think it was Riley Smith or was that Ricard Raquel who said, I think we scored more goals in this game than they did in practice. You definitely, I think it was a joke, obviously, but you gotta think like, okay, so the boys are buzzing now. Like this is exactly what you need to kind of spark this team that Dubas has put together. And before we continue, thank you guys so much for joining this late night live stream. It is 12:52 a.m. and we got 6 people joining us right now on YouTube. We thought there would be absolutely zero big old
Yeah.
boost because who on in their right mind would want to talk about hockey when they should be sleeping? But it did feel like a dream tonight because the Pittsburgh Penguins dropped 10. Josh, did you like that segue?
That
I
was
thought that
beautiful.
was beautiful. All right. 100%. I think the Pittsburgh Penguins dropping 10 tonight elevates the boys. Okay. Every
Yeah.
line produced. Now, the only line that didn't produce was line 3, but they have been producing. Okay. So
Yeah.
it's not like, oh no, our bottom 6 is still in trouble. The bottom 6 absolutely played well tonight. You saw Zahorna buzzing at the end of the game trying to get an extra goal. You saw that, but which is fine during those kind of games, during this kind of game. You expect that. I'm all for it. Go ahead and do that. O'Connor was buzzing out there as well. All around, besides our penalty kill, Josh,
Mhm.
we looked good. All
Yeah.
right. We obviously look good. And I know who we're playing. All right. I'm not oblivious. We're playing San Jose Sharks. They're doo-doo, like they're a bad hockey team. All right. But you know what? Sometimes this is gonna sound horrible. You need to beat up on the little guy to feel good about yourself.
Yes. Yeah.
You know?
It's
Like
true.
you need to pick on someone a little bit smaller so you feel good 100%. A lot of people producing tonight, Josh. Um, Brian Rust scoring 5 points
Yep.
tonight. All right. He has 2 goals,
Sneaky
but
5
also
points.
sneaky five, a very sneaky five
Yes.
points.
I didn't
But
catch that until they said it in the broadcast with what, like 2 minutes left in the game? It's like, "Oh,
yeah, 100%. Yep. So Brian Jackson comes in the chat with Brian Rust Masterclass. My 30 goal prediction stands. Yeah, honestly, he's producing. If the Penguins play anything like they are doing currently, like tonight, I would expect more than 30 goals. I love it. I think if that first line gets going, Gensel just got 2 tonight. He hit a milestone tonight for 200 goals. Now at 201, he's going good. Sid got some assists tonight. His point streak continues. I believe so, right, Josh? You double check that. I see your hands typing. I see your hands
I
moving.
no, I was checking there was another goal, milestone, but go ahead. I'm not able to check Sydney right now.
Oh, well,
Sorry.
thanks, Josh. Thanks. Glad you're in it right now. So yeah, I said scoring first line looked good. Second line, of course, looked good. Third line was Third line was there in a normal hockey game. I think they played fine. And then the fourth line with a new Vinny Henestroza starting in the first lineup. He puts up points tonight, his first
Mhm.
game. He must be buzzing. The boys must be buzzing for him. Overall, I love this trip so far. This is exactly what the Pittsburgh Penguins need, especially the fourth line producing. Jari, yes, could not get a full shutout. Imagine a 10-0 shutout would be unreal, but our penalty kill did do us in. Jackson coming in with his thing. I was feasting tonight in fantasy with Jake Gensel, Brian Rust, Riley Smith, Eric Carlson, and Tristan Jari. Yeah, if you have all those guys on your team,
Yeah.
you should be winning every night, okay? Pittsburgh Penguins should be winning every single night. And this was a very good night for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Josh, Jari,
Mhm.
lot of bad mouthing from Sportsnet Pittsburgh before the game tonight, saying that he's been good, not great. He has 2 shutouts on the season, under in 9 games. Do you agree? Do you think after this game, do you have more trust and more faith in Jari or less?
Well, I mean, he played the way I think Jari is going to play this year. So I think what you saw tonight out of Jari is who Jari is. He's going to let in a couple goals, but he's going to look good even on the goals that went in. Like he was there, he was ready. It wasn't like he was, out of position or looked lost Like, you're not going to see that. Yeah, that happened a couple times this year on some goals, but it's not going to be the norm. So, yeah, I agree. He looks good, not great. Would I like to see him get to that great point? Absolutely. Because
Yeah,
then when you have a great Jari, you have a Vesna uh candidate 100%.
1000%. Yeah, for sure.
So for him to just be good on the cusp of great, that's going to just be enough for us to win games. And that's
Hmm.
what we need, because
Yeah,
now we need to start stacking up points. We need to get 2 points, 2 points, 2 points. Just keep rolling here. So
yeah.
we need good to great Jari every night, especially as long as Ned uh
Nedeljkovic
Nedeljkovic, thank you so much, um, is on the
out.
long-term IR, and I believe he's not eligible to return until, like, late November,
Yeah.
you know?
So this is
So
Jari's show. This is
yes.
Jari's show. And we knew that when we got rid of Casey DeSmith. That was kind
Mhm.
of deliberate by saying, Jari, this is your net. Prove it to us. And he has, especially with Nedeljkovic out, he has this time to prove that. He did. Obviously, tonight was a masterclass, as Jackson mentioned, for the offensive. Great scoring. Love it. All the boys getting involved. Jari didn't have to do much. I think it was 28 shots. Oh, no, excuse me. I think it was like 20 shots on net
Yeah.
from the Sharks. Not a lot of action. In an NHL game, that's not a lot. That's beer league numbers, okay? So Jari didn't see a lot tonight. This is a good break for him, like a break um from playing good teams. So it's good that he faced who he faced. I 100% want him to start on Tuesday against Anaheim. Um Definitely want to get that win back. Obviously, we
Yeah.
currently just lost to Anaheim 2 games ago. Well, a game ago.
Yeah, just last
It
game.
was last. It was
Mhm.
our ninth game that we lost to Anaheim in a heartbreak. I would put Jari in again, another late night game. Definitely want him to do that. I think after that, we're back to normal
No, well,
calendar. Oh, we got one more?
yeah, one more out west. I think it's the Kings, I think we play.
Oh, okay. All right. But I want Jari to start all these. I definitely want to see Jari produce more. He's going to have a harder time on Tuesday night than he did tonight. And I think we're going to lack offensively on Tuesday night rather than
Yeah.
tonight.
Not
So,
gonna not gonna lie though. I know you wanna see him Tuesday. I think we put, Hellberg in, and
really,
then and I because you can't ride Jari every night until Nedeljkovic comes back. So you got to pick and choose. It's one of the because you have a pause right now until Tuesday. That's what, 3 days. So you have three
yeah.
days now, and then you literally only have one day off because it's Tuesday and then Thursday. So
See, I would put Jari on Tuesday, Helberg on Thursday.
mm,
Kings is in the. If I had to balance, right, would you say Kings or Ducks? Who would you want? What's a more of a win for us? And
probably
if it
Anaheim.
Anaheim, you say Anaheim is worse than
Hmm.
the Kings. So then if whatever you're playing poker basically. So we're going to put Hellberg in on Tuesday, Thursday, Jari. Let's
Yeah,
get all 3 wins. Go
yeah,
home feeling good about ourselves to continue on the season. Yeah, I think Jari, regardless of when he plays, he needs to play well. He definitely I think he saw some action tonight on a couple times. I think it was a good example of how he was left out to dry during the penalty kill.
mm,
I think we just kind of let him, and maybe that was on purpose. Maybe that was on our defense was just saying like, hey, if the lane's open, let them shoot, which is exactly what caused them to score. Um, yeah, so definitely, I think I would want to see a better Jari moving forward. Not that he didn't play bad tonight, but if you take the perspective of, hey, if we didn't score 10 goals, but we only scored 3 goals tonight, it's still a win, but did
Yeah.
he look good at all?
Yeah.
You could say he looked decent. So it's easy with a 10-2 win. You're like, he looked great. He looked phenomenal. He looked great for Thursday or for Tuesday. But if it was 3-2, you'd be like, oh, we need some work on that PK. Like that's the takeaway from here. But Josh, speaking of takeaways, speaking of all this, it's time for some segs, Josh. It's time for some segs here on the podcast.
Let's do it. What one
All
are we
right.
doing first?
I say the good, the bad, the ugly. Let's do the good, the bad, the ugly. We love the good segs, Josh. We love the bad segs. And we love the ugly segs, Josh.
We'll take it in any way
We'll,
we can get it.
we'll take any segment the way we can. And Josh, we have the good. It's a TPC original. The good, the bad, the ugly. What's the good? What's the good for the Penguins tonight?
Yeah, so there was obviously quite a bit to choose from, but I think we're leaning towards the milestones tonight. So it started off with Sidney Crosby lacing up for his 1200th game. That's 1,200 games, and
Unreal.
all with the Pittsburgh Penguins. So incredible that was even to be a thing. That's awesome to be able to watch that night in and night out. And
Yeah,
then Gensel scores and he gets his 200th goal of his career, the
sure.
fastest to do so in his draft class, and he was in the third round. A little, they were throwing some shade at the first round draft picks of that draft pick
They
of
were
that.
quick with that graphic.
They
They
were
were quick. They wanted you to know.
I think they've had that on
Yeah.
cue and just waiting for him to score.
200, and they're like,
Yeah.
look how sucky those first round draft picks are.
Yeah. Schooling them. But like the one point that they did make about Gensel is so true is that he does get overlooked on our team, which is unfortunate just because like he'd be the guy on most teams. And
100%. He would be that wild card guy that you know what he's currently level for me? Johnny Hockey, right? Like the names out there, but just not the Johnny Hockey sucks this year.
yeah.
But he's also in Columbus, so you can't really be mad at him. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I just thought that was a fair comparison. But
It's close. I don't think you're that far off. It's just like he's a streaky Johnny Gaudreau. He's like a streaky player. Like he'll have some like really bad games. Like Gensel doesn't go on like bad games. Like he'll go on scoring droughts, but he's still like you could see him. So no, it's just great to see him,
yeah,
get that mile
milestones, yeah, for
marker.
sure.
Nieto got his 200th career point,
Yeah,
which
nice.
obviously impressive for someone who is kind of, not a Gensel. Like
Yep.
Gensel got 200 goals a crap ton faster than Matt Nieto got 200 points. So,
Yeah.
the difference in talent is obviously there, but still super impressive for Matt Nieto to get 200.
Especially nice to get it in San Jose, where he just
Yep.
came from in the trade. So that's nice for him. Continue.
Yeah. Yep. And then adding to that, he got his first as a Penguin.
Yep.
Vinny
Hinostroza.
Hinostroza. I got it right the first time.
I know. Nailed it first
Hinostroza got his first goal as a Penguin and first
Yeah.
goal of the year. And then Ryan Shea got his first point of his NHL career.
Yeah.
And there was one more, and I didn't write it down.
It was
Bummer.
something about, wasn't it Brian Rust 5-point
Oh,
game or
that's
something
his
like that?
career high. Thank you.
Career
Brian
high.
Rust
Yeah.
5-point was his career high. So
Yeah.
oh, Holly saying Vinny looks so freaking good. Absolutely he does.
Yeah.
And that was something that we were talking about in the last two episodes, is that in order to make some type of change to the lineup, there's got to be someone that can bring that type of energy that you're talking about, Holly, and that's exactly what he did tonight. He brought the speed, he brought a little bit change of pace to that lineup.
Yeah, for
You know,
sure.
that line has always been able to put pressure, but never to produce anything, and it felt like it just lacked speed, and that's exactly what Vinny brought tonight, and it was perfect. So yeah, kudos to him. Kudos to all those guys hitting those milestones, and
Yeah.
way to bang it out on one night too.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, and not only, I mean, you experienced this a little bit, and I know you got to get to the bad and the ugly, but
Yeah,
you experienced this a little bit in like beer league. All right. So when you're scoring, the guys are like, "Yeah, let's have a party." Imagine you guys are getting paid millions of dollars to do this. I'm
yeah,
sure everyone is so happy, especially because the media is not negative today. They're coming in going, "Wow, what a great performance! Wow, this, and that." But yeah,
yeah.
bring the
I
energy. Everyone's loving it. You get that excitement going. But yeah,
I will say I kind of wish Riley Smith got a hat trick, and I know they were
yeah,
feeding him. They were
they were
trying. They were
trying towards the end
trying.
of the game,
Yeah,
hundred
that's
percent.
well. When Malkin got his second goal, you can tell like he gave that like shrug, like to Riley Smith, kind of like why didn't like I wish you scored. Like you should have shot it. Don't pass it to me. So yeah, so that was the good. The bad, not much to choose from tonight. I mean, obviously we can go with the turnovers, we can go with the lack of defense,
Yeah,
but we're gonna go with penalty kill just because uh, we didn't have many opportunities, but we still allowed 2 goals. And, again,
and
we're
more
gonna beat this.
importantly, unnecessary 2 goals.
Yes,
It
exactly.
wasn't like it was a close game, and it was the San Jose Sharks were picking up momentum in certain times of the game. They weren't. They never had control of this game from literally what Malkin scored
A minute and 30.
minute 30. They since then they
Mhm.
had no control over this game, and I know it wasn't Malkin. Excuse me, it was Riley Smith.
Riley Smith, yeah.
But it wasn't. They had no control over this game. It was too unnecessary. And the whole point of the penalty kills is that yeah, you take penalties. That's always going to happen in a hockey game. But we took unnecessary penalties and we took unnecessary goals, and that's what the bad is.
Yeah, absolutely, and, like, you nailed it. It's just unnecessary. Obviously, it seemed like they were kinda just like, "Okay, just, like, we're a man down. We'll just leave. Obviously, someone's gonna be open." There's just rotations weren't smooth, crisp, quick. Sticks
Hmm.
weren't down. Obviously, that 5-on-3 penalty kill, huge. But, like,
Massive, yeah,
you can see the urgency there. But, like, it felt like all the other penalty kills, there was no urgency. And that's fine to have it on a 5-on-3. I get it. Like, you're kinda just scrambling for your life on 5-on-3. I
yeah.
get it. But all the other penalty kills just seemed like they were just going through the motions. So again, we're nitpicking. It was a great game, but that's the bad. Um,
What's the ugly, Josh?
for the ugly, again, great game. We're nitpicking. So the ugly is the San Jose Sharks.
Man, they
Okay.
were so ugly.
We get it. They're going through a transition period of essentially rebuilding. Um,
Yeah,
they don't really have the firepower that they used to have, you know. So, wow, what are we talking here? 7 years ago now, when we faced them in the Stanley Cup final.
yeah.
So they're in a completely different period. They after that Stanley Cup final, they thought they can try and retool and bounce back. They brought in Carlson. They weren't able to build around him and the other weapons that they had, and they started just letting
Well,
everyone
they
go.
had they had one spark season with Carlson, and then that
Yeah,
was it.
was that 3 years ago? I think though.
Yes, it was like 3 to 4 early when Carlson came
Yeah,
to
it's
San
like his
Jose.
first or second year in San Jose.
Yeah, I think it was the second, and they looked good. And then
Yeah,
after that, they just couldn't catch up. They started selling rather than buying. And then obviously Carlson was like, I don't want to be here anymore, which led to him coming to
yeah,
us. But honestly, they look terrible, and the fans know it. They know it. They're in a sucky situation where they have to just kind of
Yep.
say, we're going to have games like this. Now, remember, they just got 10 scored on them like a week ago. So this isn't
Yeah.
like new to them.
So that was gonna be the next thing I say about this. It wasn't last week. It was last night. They in 2 nights.
2 nights ago. And on no second, right? On November 2nd.
No, it was literally last night against Vancouver. They lost 10-1. And tonight they lose
Man,
10-2. They've been outscored 20-3 in
in the last two
in
games.
in the
In
last
6
48
periods.
hours.
In 6 periods.
6
If
periods.
if you're a GM, do you like, I'm selling literally everyone? Or like, what do you do in that scenario where you're like,
I don't
there's
know.
nothing we can do. Our
No.
team sucks. We have to just ride this out. It's only 9 games in the season. What do you do? If the Penguins lost 10-2, you guarantee Mike Sullivan's gone. Tristan Jarry's bench. I'm not thumbs upping to that. Okay, chat? I'm not. Everyone's going in with that happening. San Jose, they're in a rebuild situation. Everyone knows they suck, so there's nothing you could do with that. They're just downright ugly. Downright ugly. And that, Josh, was
Yeah.
our segment, TPC, good, the bad, the ugly. We really need to work on like a graphic or something.
Okay. Hey,
Like
you're a graphic designer. I
yeah, I
mean,
know. I'm more saying that for myself. I should probably
okay.
create something. But Josh, let's move on to our next segment, which is the TPC 3 stars of the game, which are exactly the 3 stars of the game that the Pittsburgh Penguins decided. That's
Oh,
exactly what we're going to do.
did we get the
Um,
same 3?
Same 3,
I
but
haven't
we did
checked
it
it.
in reverse. So
Ah,
if you see it, should we just go with what they had? All
might
right.
as well. If it
So
matches.
they made an error on their graphic. Okay. So usually it's 3, 2, and then the middle is 1.
Really? I always
Or
thought
is
they'd
it
go
3, 2, 1?
yeah, they go 3-2-1.
They literally messed up the entire graphic because they're all technically the first star of the game.
Ooh, are you able to share your screen? Are you able to show me this right now?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, Josh. Of course I can do that.
I know, because you know how to technology better than
Look at
I.
this. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong in this scenario, chat. See?
Make that big. Make that big. Click on
Josh.
the image. Click on the image. Thank you, sir.
Who's this first star?
Brian Rust.
How
Riley
is he
Smith
bright?
is the second star because the star is filled in.
So that's the first, second, third. That's
Yeah.
a dumb way to announce
Yeah.
that.
Oh, we were so close.
We were super close to this. So the
Yeah.
first star of the game is Brian Russ. Second star is Riley Smith. Third star is Jake Gensel.
Yeah.
We have Riley Smith as our number 1 star of the game. Brian Russ and Jake Gensel, but I feel like we should just give it to them. The reason why Brian Russ got the first star of the game is because he had a 5-point night.
Yes.
Holly's coming in laughing at us because I don't know how to read a graphic.
I don't think us, just you.
Well, I will say to if anyone's listening from the Penguins admin channel, that's downright confusing. I would do
How is it
1
confusing?
because usually like just do the solid 2. You know what I'm saying? So, stop it with this. Now I'm not trying to do it. I'm not trying to do that.
I understand what you're saying, but at the same time, that is
I
pretty
mean, when
easy to read.
it is, well, maybe I'm overthinking it. Okay.
Yeah,
So
and the fact that
maybe,
it's 1 in the morning, that could have something to do with it too.
yeah, that is also true. Let's kind of
Yeah.
wrap this up, ladies and gentlemen. All right, but that is our 3 stars. Brian Russ, first star. Riley Smith, second star. Jake Gensel, third star. What could we say? These guys are dropping points. Riley Smith gets
Yeah.
2 goals. Jake Gensel gets 2 goals. Brian Rust gets a goal and 5 points. Or no, he got 2 goals.
No,
No, he just had 1 goal,
1 goal, 4
multiple
assists.
points.
Yeah.
Gino's not even on this list. He has 2 goals. So it's everyone got a piece. Sid got a piece. He continues his streak. That's awesome. Penguins are good. We're back, ladies and gentlemen. We're winning the cup. Like, that's what we're doing. This is the result of this game. We played the Sharks. We beat them 10-2. We have a harder challenge. We have a harder challenge Tuesday night against the Anaheim Ducks. 10 o'clock start. You'll see us back here at 1 a.m. chatting it through. During these late games, we're going to try to do 5 minutes after the game rather than 15 minutes, just to shorten that up. Usually we give ourselves 15 minutes, 100%. 15 minutes after the game, just, if we got to use the bathroom, we got to set up our stuff, all that. But we were ready to go tonight only because we are not staying up later than we should. But Pittsburgh Penguins take on the Anaheim Ducks Tuesday night, 10 p.m. Let's try to reverse that heartbreak we received last game and get a W here. Who knows who will start in net? Will it be Hellberg? Will it be Jari? Will Jari start all 3 games in this trip? Who knows? But guys, I want to say thank you guys so much for joining us here on the live stream. We have people joining us on YouTube, joining us on Twitch, joining us on Twitter, and that's what this is all about. That's what the whole point. X, not Twitter, X. That's what this whole Penguins collective is meant to be. It's meant to be a collective of Penguins fans. So we want to hear what you guys have to think. The chat is so important. This is our goal from what, Josh? This is our 3rd season doing this. We had a vision of doing this 3 seasons ago. And the whole point is for you guys to hop on after the game, chat about the game, like Holly and Jackson, and we had Kevin, and we had all these people hopping on. That's who we want. That's the Penguins fans coming together on YouTube, Twitter, X, and Twitch, live talking about the game. Josh, where can they find the videos after we go live? And also, where can they find the audio version of this podcast?
Yeah, so after we're done here, obviously there's going to be some fans that aren't going to catch this live. So you'll probably be listening to this in the audio format. If you do, you'll find us wherever you listen to your podcasts. That includes Spotify, Amazon, Google, Apple, wherever you're listening. This is where you can find us. Also, if you want to see us, and if you're saying, I'm sick of listening to these voices, let me see what they look like, you'll find us on YouTube. Go to search bar, Penguins Collective, click our logo, which is this logo.
That logo, that.
And then,
mirrored. Dang it.
Yes, I know. That's what happened to me. And then usually you would just, it would just be our videos right there. But because we go live, you have to go to the live tab, which I think is the 3rd tab. And then
I know. All I have to do is just download these videos and then re-upload. Like, it's not a hard task.
Yeah, but it's a tedious one. But right now,
just go to live tab, everyone.
Just go to the live tab, and then that's where all the videos are. If you missed the last one and you want to go watch that instead of listen to the audio version, that's where we'll be. YouTube,
100%.
live tab. That's where all of them are.
And don't forget, while you're there on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And also, there's a little bell icon right next to the subscribe button. Click on that button, because whenever we go live after a Penguins game, you will get alerted when we go live. So then you could join the fun right there and then. Also, you can catch us live on Twitch. It's Pens Collective right here at Pens Collective. You type in Penguins Collective Podcast. We are there. This is our name, our handle.
Nice.
All social media. So wherever you want to find us, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, you name it, that's our handle. Make sure you guys go check it out there. Guys, we appreciate you coming on. Don't forget about our audio version, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube. Guys, just thank you so much for joining us today. It's late. I want to get some sleep. Josh, as always,
Let's go Pens.
let's go Pens, baby. Wait, is it now?